Aidan's the fucking one for that one. Jesus.
Right, there we go. Just put these headphones in and we'll get cracking. Aidan, everyone, Lewis Smith here of MMA UK, coming at you with another episode of the MMA UK Late Show. We've done a couple of these now. Just for anyone to pre-warn, there might be a little bit of swearing on this. It's a late show, so guys, feel free to say whatever you want. First guest, I'll introduce the first guest. Aidan is my longtime colleague and good friend, Chris Emmanuel. Chris, how's it going this evening, buddy?
Yeah, good, thanks, Lewis. How are you?
Yeah, not so bad. All the better for seeing you, Chris, always.
Okay, smooth, aren't you, mate? This is why you host the show.
Exactly. And second guest, the man himself, evil Oban Elliott. Oban, how are we this evening?
I'm good, mate. Very good. Keeping well. How are you doing?
Well. I'm brilliant, buddy. I'm brilliant. So I should say for everyone who's watching, we were meant to be getting Aidan James on this show. He's got a big fight this week at Brave London. He's meant to be here. He started off here, but unfortunately, believe it or not, he's lost his car. So,
weight cut brain, that is.
Lost his car, weight cut brain, and we're hopefully going to get him on in a little bit, guys. But until then, it's just the three of us, so we'll get straight into it. Oban, first question for you, buddy, because I didn't want to do this, and it's not something I would normally do on an interview, but MMA UK got literally the phone lines broke down last night. Thousands and thousands of emails coming in, messages. People saw the same thing I saw on Facebook. A notification came up: Oban Elliott in a relationship. But women across Merthyr was in tears. There was floods, I heard, but I don't know. Do you want to address this now to start off with before we get Aidan and Scotty Pedersen in? Is it true, first of all, for all the women?
It's true. The rumours are true. It is true. You know, I'm off the grid for now. You could say, yeah.
Yes.
One of them.
Seriously, it's like when Take Band broke up.
Yeah, I know.
No, people didn't believe. People didn't believe me when I said it. I think we had the most messages we've ever had from female MMA fans last night from Merthyr, and I just thought I wouldn't be doing them any justice if I didn't ask that Oban. So. It is true, is it?
It's big news. It is true. It's big news. You know, it's one of them. It's all out in the open, sort of thing. Yeah.
Fair play.
Gotta be done.
Chris, I mean, you've worked with a lot of fighters. Any advice for Oban in this situation?
There's no. Right, you're asking me to talk to a guy who fights 155, who walks in at 180 on the night, to give him advice on relationships. To tell you what, Oban, whatever you want to do, you do. I'm not going to argue.
Yeah, mate. It's about time, man. God, I've been walking around just no woman on a mile now. It's ridiculous. It was too long.
Too long. There we go. Off the market. Oh, evil Oban Elliott. Elliott is off the market. There we go.
It is. It's true.
Had to be addressed. So we'll get change it back to fighting. Obviously, that's what this show is all about. The MMA UK, after all. Oban, October. I don't know if you've got an opponent named yet, but you're going to be fighting on that October card in Cage Warriors. Looking forward to getting back on it.
Yeah, looking forward to I'm not looking forward to getting back down to 155, but I'm looking forward to getting in there and having a fight. It's someone's talking in there.
Yeah, I put it on my iPad and the sound was.
Right, yeah, you're just double checking. That's right, yeah. Yeah, looking forward to it. I've sent the contract back through. I've got a name. We're just waiting for that to be announced with the brass. I don't know if I should name drop yet, but we got a name, we got a date. You know, happy days. You know, my eyes are set on that now.
Yeah, no, fair play. And obviously, you finished university now at the minute. You've been going back for a few gyms. What's going to be your future in terms of training and getting ready for this fight?
Well, I'm moving back down to Merthyr now next week, and then my camp will be based in Tulare Combat as well. I'll be going back to Impact Gym as well when I can. But for now, it's only 20 minutes up the road. I've got a good relationship with the boys. That's where my camp will be based out of for the time being. Yeah,
so you'll be moving back to Merthyr. That's where you're from originally, isn't it?
Back to Merthyr, and then it's only a short trip in the car to Tulare Combat. It's in Tulare, so it's not far.
Yeah, and do we know? I've been a little bit out of the loop the last couple of days. Are there any other fights announced for the October card yet, or is it all still in the works for you right away across the board?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who Mason's fighting in the main event. I don't know if Aaron Khalid's on it. I don't know who's on it, to be honest. I mean, I know Jack Tucker can't fight on there anymore. Who's on the poster? I think the undercard's pretty much done. I'm assuming. I'm not too sure. If they've announced like 4 fights, there's never normally that many, so I can't imagine there'd be like, a 5th or a 6th, which would be me. I'm assuming I'm on the main card, but I don't know who else is on it.
Yeah. Oh well, have you got good signal? 'Cause I'm losing you a little bit. You're cutting out in between your words. I know. Is it all right for you, Chris?
Yeah, it's the same as well. You're cutting out for me as well.
Yeah, that Mercer signal. That Mercer signal is, but
yeah.
I think it's because we've got all these girls who are online at the moment watching. Burning up all the Wi-Fi, Mercer.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm signal.
Have you put a pound in the Wi-Fi meter, Oban?
Hello. Believe it or not, can you see me now?
Yeah.
I'm at my girlfriend's house. Probably why. Yeah.
She keeps cutting you out. As soon as you start talking about other girls,
mate.
that was it. You got cut.
Yeah, no, she cut me off there. No.
There we are.
Not my fault. Yeah, I don't know. Is the Wi-Fi? Is it good or not? What's the
it's back. It's back now.
Yeah.
It was cutting out a little bit, but seems to be okay now. But yeah,
here we go.
Obviously, with that October card, we've got headlined by Mason Jones. Still no opponent. Obviously, I personally, I don't know what you would think about this, Chris, but I was hoping for Mason to get a title shot. Obviously, we saw Jai Herbert win the belt recently. I was thinking perhaps he'd go and defend that against Mason, and then obviously Corey McKenna is the co-main event, so I was thinking perhaps she would get a belt shot as well. What's your thoughts on that? It doesn't look like it's going to be the case at the moment.
It wouldn't surprise me if Jai wanted a little bit of time off, because Jai, very much like Oban, is a very big guy for his weight category. So for him to constantly come back down to that weight, it does take a toll on him. Certainly, as he's getting older as well. Mason, in terms of his record, 100% would deserve a title shot, but I know it wouldn't hurt him to have one more either. He's young enough to be able to have one more when it comes to be, which undoubtedly he will, because he's a super talented kid. And then build up the crescendo to actually have that opportunity to face Jai at one of the flagship shows that Cage Warriors are bound to have towards the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of Cardiff shows have been absolutely insane. Like you said, a flagship show. I mean, my only but my sort of thoughts was with Jack Shaw, obviously moving on to the UFC, they're going to need someone to fill that card, and they're going to need a big fight to fill that card up.
I'm pointing at him right now.
Oh, believe.
Yeah.
Oh, believe.
I'm pointing to the guy. I'm pointing to the guy who turned around and said, "Send anyone you want, just don't send anyone you want back." This is after placing his hand on his opponent's head to get himself up off the canvas as well.
I looked at it, I thought, I seen him, I heard him piping up. I thought, mate, you may. The second you turn your back and do that, you're saying you're asking for the ref to drag someone off you. Do you know what I mean? So he was complaining after. I didn't. Yeah, it's a bit of a dick move that was. I didn't realise I did it. At the time.
They replayed it 3 times, by the way. I watched the YouTube today.
Yeah, I know.
It was a great one-liner as well. A great one-liner there, fair play.
It was a good one-liner, yeah. I can't take all the credit for that. I'm pretty. Chael Sonnen said that at some point, so I just robbed that off him. But no one has to know that, do they?
Shouldn't have said anything, man. You shouldn't have said anything.
Hey, no, I've got to give the gangster credit where it's due. Do you know what I mean?
No,
well,
fair play.
To be fair, he does watch this show, Chael, so he would have picked you up on it otherwise.
Yeah,
of course Chael watches the show. Come on.
Yeah, and boys, the difficult question, and I know obviously we got to get these in. The Ice Arena is a big place to sell out now. Jack Shaw, he takes a lot of fans. He fights for a belt. Can Cage Warriors fill this arena without him and without belts on the line?
Yeah, I think they can. I'll make sure of that. Anyway, I think
Chris,
they can.
thoughts?
I think so. I think the thing is, Welsh MMA, like Scottish MMA, is in a really strong position at the moment. A few years ago, it was all English and Irish, but you look at the talent that's coming out of both provinces, and certainly the fan base is coming out as well. If you fill up the card with guys who fight out artillery, you're going to get a hell of a lot of people who are going to be rocking up. And then you've got people who go into artillery from different places, like Oban himself going in from Merthyr. That's an entirely different fan base to bring along with it.
Yeah.
So Yeah, the Welsh are a fighting nation. Other than you, Lewis. Joking aside, you guys
I've heard Lewis
love
got
fights.
a right hand on him, mind.
He has nothing to do with fighting.
That was pretty quick. Perfect.
That was good. That's why we get Chris on.
But now, in all honesty, I think that you put on these amazing shows in Wales. They're always really exciting fights to watch. So the fans come out in droves and support it. So Cage Warriors have got a real niche in Wales. No one else is really getting a look in there, and I think I think they've done it the right way. So yeah, I think so. With Mason, with Oban, the likes of Aaron Khalid, Josh Reed, you've always got plenty of people to fill up the arena.
I think
definitely.
if Mason gets the belt as well, that'll get everyone going. Oh, he's the champ, sort of thing. Get in. That'll be big if he gets it. I'm not too sure if he'll get the shot next or if it'll be.
I think he's going to get the next shot. Personally, but I interviewed Jai after his fight in London, and he said he wasn't interested in coming to Cardiff. If he defends, it'll be Birmingham.
Why would the champion go to the challenger's backyard and defend their belt? I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'd go to someone else's backyard to take it, but I wouldn't be expecting anyone to come into my backyard and with their belt. Do you know what I mean? You got to go and get it off someone. That's going to be spoon fed sort of thing. If you ask me.
Yeah, no, it's a fair point. I think that is how Jai felt, to be honest, Chris. I don't know if you agree with those sentiments, but he kind of feels like he's the champion now. He's going to do it his way, if not the UFC.
He's worked hard to get there as well. There's been a lot of noise talked about with him not making it in another organisation before going across to Cage Warriors, and it wasn't not making it through his ability; he's not making it through other reasons, which was mooted across various different press outlets. Jai has always been the underdog. He's the underdog against Steve O'Keefe, massive underdog against Steve O'Keefe. Yet, look at the way he finished him. And then going into the title fight. Again, most people were backing Jack Grant, weren't they? If you look at the bookies, they were all saying Jack Grant was going to win. And Jai just pulled out of the bag and he absolutely obliterated him. It was.
I think Jai was way too sharp for Jack Grant. I mean, he made Jack Grant look like an amateur on the feet. It was I thought he schooled him. I wouldn't even say that fight was close at all.
No, it wasn't.
I was in the booze or half soaked. Watching it.
So was I. Yeah. I was in the pub and I was in literally the poshest pub that I've been in a place just outside of Aylesbury called Wendover. And I sat there around all these middle class people, all these groups of public school kids who are out having meals together. And there's me sat there with my phone on the table shouting for Jai Herbert to win.
I thought he looked brilliant, Jai Herbert. He looked sharp. He looked really good. I think if people. I'm on in this to. I think the reason I've got in to fight the top boys as soon as I am is because I'm a massive lightweight, and I don't even know, say 5, 6 fights I'll be able to get down there. Do you know what I mean? So I want to make sure I get them big matches in as soon as I can with the likes of Desmay and everyone's having a go on Twitter about Mason and all that Tim Barnett and all them boys. I want to get in with them. I'd say while I can anyway. I think it's by far the best division. But look how sharp Jai is. If you compare that to most champions across the best.
I'd love to see you fight, Oban. Joe McColgan.
Yeah, go on.
You versus Joe McColgan, I think would be beautiful. It'd be absolute violence.
Boxer,
yeah. Northern Irish guy.
Mm.
Yeah, he's a solid lightweight. Joe is, to be fair. He's a very solid lightweight. I think he lost to Jai, didn't he? Or I'm sure, was it Jai knocked him out?
I can't remember.
He did, yeah. Jay McColgan got knocked out by Jai Herbert.
Something
like that.
Yeah, in the last one in Cardiff.
Yeah.
So he's a solid striker. I saw him fight Richard Williams, El Frango from down in Nails Academy, and he had a great win against him. Really strong, really stubborn takedown defense. Really strong strikes as well. So that could actually be a good matchup.
I watched him take apart Peter. Is it Peter Queeley? I think it's Peter Queeley on Bama. it was his last fight in Bama before he moved across to Cage Warriors, and he absolutely, it was only 2-0 at the time, and he just took him to pieces. It was amazing. You know, Queenie was talked about as being the person they were going to send to the UFC next, and
he's probably on the feet. He's probably done that all on the feet as well, hasn't he? Painting him across on the feet, like.
Yeah, he did. He just controlled the grappling. Every time that Queenie tried to get hold of him, he just his defensive grappling was just second. It was first class. It was amazing. So yeah, you versus him, I think would be certainly at this point in your career would be a beautiful fight to watch.
Yeah. And Oban,
go on.
You said obviously about the weight cut. Is that something that is a difficult cut for you now? Because last time I spoke to you, you said you were doing okay with it, but is it something that you find quite hard?
It's not so much that. It's like, you know, when I'll get on with it. It's hard work, but I think debut I was 7, and then over Christmas I was really ill. I was quite bad with this bad stomach, as you can imagine. You know, in and out in the toilet and all that, all of Christmas near enough. So getting to January, my weight was really low. So I thought, lightweight is pretty sound for me, sort of thing. I get through to my pro debut. A week goes by, I leave the scales alone for a week, and I go back on. I'm like, oh, you know, that's a big cut, sort of thing. I'm not going to give any numbers away, and then get down to the 70 again. Leave the scales alone for more than a week this time. Say 4 weeks, go back on the scales, and it's like start my weight cut like now for October, sort of thing. I've sort of got to get the miles in now, but I'll get on with that as soon as it gets my health at risk. I just have to get my weight right down. Like, as you can see, when I'm weighing in, there's not an ounce of fat on me. I look like a bodybuilder sort of thing. So that I just got, you see boys at my weight, you've still got a bit of grab on it. I can't be with them, because if I had a bit of extra on me, I'd be 77. When I'd be 170 pounder sort of thing. So I've got to be that strict to get there. Really, that's it. That's all.
So it's a fine margin, but definitely one you're going to be continuing throughout your Cage Warriors career.
100% in Cage Warriors. Yeah, I wouldn't want to fight anywhere else in Cage Warriors. I got my eye on a few boys and that belt. 100%.
Yeah, no, fair play. Good target to have. And Oban, I'm hoping we're going to be able to bring Aidan James in soon. I know he's lost his car. I'm hoping he's going to be able to find his car. I mean, we're definitely going to have to ask you about this car situation. But you got a brand of t-shirts out as well, I'm told as well. So can you talk to us a little bit about that, and if you go in there, even show us what they look like?
Well, it's it's pretty simple. We have the old. Can I flip this camera around?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, believe we can set this up, but I have to hold it. Here we have the Weekend Defender Evil Oban Elliott edition with the catchphrase "Believe," and there we have it all designed, ready for your purchase.
There we go,
and that's pretty much that.
Chris, thoughts?
Where'd you go to buy that, Oban?
You buy it through me initially. He's not putting on a website yet. Seeing how they go, but they've all gone bar 5 or 10 now, so you got to be quick now if you want one. I just put another post up today, sold another load, and it's going well. I can't believe so many people want a picture of my face on their t-shirt, but they do. Yeah, they do. They love it.
I like it. I think it's a good t-shirt. You see some awful fight t-shirts out there.
Do you know Bobber off Green Street, or have you seen Green Street? Leo Gregory?
Yeah. I've seen it.
He had one done. And because I speak to Sam, a Weekend Defender, and I go, would there be any chance of me doing one of them? And he said, yeah, I did a little Snapchat edit, sent it to him, and he come back with a t-shirt. I thought, Sam.
Yeah, that's all right, isn't it? How much are they going for, Oban?
£25.
25 quid. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. MMA UK discount as well.
Oh, you can have a bit. Here he is.
That voice.
So, for everyone watching, I just want to introduce brave featherweight Aidan James. Aidan was supposed to be on at 9 o'clock, but unfortunately he lost his car. Aid, have you found the car and what's going on?
Yeah, but I was on the wrong. Okay, I swear.
He's lost his face, not his car.
I was on the wrong floor. So I done 5 laps on this car park, and there's like a few thousand cars here, and I was like, wait, I parked here. I'm sure I did, and then I thought, why not just try the other floor? And I found it. And I was like, oh,
So there we go. For Aidan, better late than never. We'll forgive you, as Oban said. It's weight cutting brain, so we'll forgive you for that.
The wake up brain.
It was on P2 and it was on P1, like.
Hey,
There we are.
What's been going on then, boys? What have we all been chatting about? Have I missed anything?
We've been just to highlight you. We've been talking about Oban obviously getting a girlfriend. That was the first thing. Oban's t-shirt and just in general stuff about Cage Warriors.
Samuel from here, but the night out's gone.
Don't worry about that. It's out, man.
I say this the other day. One of my teammates asked me about a girlfriend. He's like, yeah, you shouldn't have a girl. I was like, they do help. Like mine's good to go, so doing cooks and cleans and stuff, and fucking gives me a lot of stress. But it's good for like, some nights it's just nice not to have to be on Tinder. You know what I mean? Looking about. It's nice to just to come home. Like, do you know what I mean? Honestly, it's a lot. Like
when you're in camp and training 3 times a day, man, it's a lonely place. It is.
Yeah. I'll be honest, like I'm a in charged up human individual. Do you mean I'm an only boy, like, and it's not good. It's not good being single on Tinder at 9 o'clock, 9 at night when you're trying to train full time for a fight. You know you got to get to bed, but then the little boy don't want to go to bed, does he? So the next thing you know, you're like if you got a missus, you can help out a little bit.
There you go.
I know she's not going to watch this, so I'm alright.
Say what you want to say.
Fair play. Watch me interviews. No.
So Aidan, I'll get straight into this. You in fight week at the moment, Brave London.
Yeah.
Obviously a big fight for you. How's your camp been going? How are you feeling?
I feel good. Like I probably like there's no point me saying it. Obviously that trains hard as I can every camp. Like doing Oban's come down, you've seen it. Like we do my best effort into everything. I've never cut corners in my life. So I trained hard as always. I've come here today now. It's nice not have to fly sometimes. Like I do love travelling, but it was nice. Like I woke up in my house, go in the car with Scott. I brought him up. He's hitting the bag somewhere now. That's what he's like. Took him up to a nice easy go here, done an interview or two, and then I'm in a shopping centre actually. My hotel's in a shopping centre.
So you're in London at the moment, yeah?
Yeah.
And Chris, I know you've had your eye on Aidan for a little while now. What have you thought about his rise through Brave so far?
That sounds so ropey, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That sounds
we spoke before, didn't we? We spoke before.
You're a ropey guy, Chris. You're a ropey guy.
So, Aidan, first time I saw Aidan fight was on Warrior Fight Series 7 back in 2017 against Kingsley Crawford. And
yeah, I remember that.
So Kingsley was actually probably the favourite at that point.
Everyone's a favourite who fights me. I swear to God, everyone I fight is a favourite.
Well, Chris Reese, obviously he trained with Chris Reese, and Chris was known as, at that point, pretty much just predominantly being Theon's coach. That was all people knew him for. And then all of a sudden, you've come out of nowhere. You've come up to York Hall. You've taken apart the favourite, the person who everyone's talking about is going to be the next big thing in UK MMA, and you literally schooled him. You know, there was no two ways about it. I was just sat there, cage coach, just open mouth, just amazed.
Full burial.
Full burial.
It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. Now, you know, obviously you've moved into Brave. Now, I'm interested to know why Brave, because Brave isn't a usual route for British fighters. What's it?
Because they pay you way more than Cage Warriors do.
I have that. Do you know what? It was how it actually happened was I actually had a Cage Warriors contract. I had a 5-fight with them. So I was just signing it, but basically they didn't want to match me to like October. I don't shoot myself in the foot there. I'm sure I'm out of this contract though. But like they couldn't match like October, and this was like April, May, right? And I'd had a year off because of an injury, so I hit loads of bantamweights to turn me down. Like 6 guys turned me down, right? So I couldn't. Maybe the Cage, Dale Percival, legend, couldn't match me. Paul Reed was trying to match me. My manager Brian, but I was speaking to Bama, and like there were a couple of guys' names. They turned me down. I won't say who the guys were, but they were like, the guys kept turning me down. I was like, fuck, I'm not gonna get a fight here. So then I seen Brave were doing a show. They first show in Belfast. They popped it up, and immediately I messaged Brian, like Coach Chris and Brave. I just like boom, pinged them all. And Brian's spoke with the Devil Brave before, so he was on them. And then like they see my video, a couple of little like things. And then I asked for Bantam, but they offered me a short notice, pretty much like 4 weeks before. Would I want to fight Tommy Martin? And I just had in like a week later, I got my wisdom tooth out. So the surgery said I like an infection that happened here, and I didn't want to come back up before fight. So I was like, oh, I'm going to take it. Okay, that's have a week out to this thing. But but it's a featherweight, so I don't want to become weight. So I took the fight, and obviously I did them a favour. They gave me a 3-fight contract, and then I beaten Tommy. But I think people thought I was going to lose to Tommy because like the Irish hype at the time. Like, don't get me wrong, Tommy's a solid competitor, he was, and I knew I had my hands full of that fight. But obviously I got the job done, and then just going from there really. I didn't expect to be fighting France next, so that was the mad thing. I remember sitting in the front row. It was me, Paddy, Houlihan, McGregor. I'm watching France. I go, go on, France. I was like, he slipped. You know what I mean? He was in my division, the Worlds. And next thing you know, Chris, I'm sitting down with Chris a few weeks later or whatever, or 2 months later, and he's like, you're fighting France in 8 weeks. Forgot to tell you. I was like, oh, fuck, all right. So, yeah.
Casually as that.
It was no, actually, he did this. He knows I get funny with opponents, and he was like, oh, I know who your next opponent is. When it was he went, I'm not telling you. And then he texted one of the other boys in the gym, and the guy looked at me with that, oh, you're going to get panned. I was like, oh, who is this? I was like, who is this? Like, and I was just sitting there all day, they were winding me up. And then he told me his friends. I was like, boys, I got to go. Got my car, just went straight to the gym, got on the treadmill, and just started running.
Fair play.
Yeah, you beat France in the first round with that first round submission as well, and that was slick as well. You know, your fight IQ is high. You can see that he caught you with a decent shot, and rather than stand there and get daft, he's literally took him down. And
we were moving about, and I was like, the thing is, right? I study opponents and stuff, and like you can study people, but you can't tell how fast someone is or how hard they hit from a video. It's like if you like. Oban, we've sparred a lot, like, and if you watch Oban fight, like, you see that he can strike, like, you see he can bang, but like, when you spar him, it's different. You know what I mean? When you fight him, it's going to be different. It's like a lot, like, when you watch someone, you can't, it's one thing you can't gauge from video is speed and power, like, you can't. And, like, I actually bust Fran's eye up. I was watching GSP, and he did this, like, feint jab, feint pop, and it was, if you look at Fran, the character, he was rubbing his eye literally was after the fight, was first bloodshot. Yeah. But, he was throwing shots. It didn't catch me, but they like just going to hit my shoulder. And I was like, "Fuck, this boy can dig!" Like, but as I was moving, he caught me the kick. But what I didn't know was I had E. coli.
Really?
E. coli. I was in Pakistan. Yeah, I was having food out there, and I fucking caught E. coli. So I was feeling a bit sick on the fight day. Like, it was getting starting to feel sick. So when he kicked me, I was like, all right, I don't feel good, but so I was like weird, like, so I thought I'll take him down.
That's a spinning back kick as well, wasn't it? Because that looked like that caught you clean.
Yeah, well, it was the step, step side kick, whack. I was like moving, I was like, right, next thing you know, I took him down, I was on top, and I'm just on his back before I knew it, and as I put my hook in, I caught his arm. I was like, oh, it's pretty, like, it was a slick back kick. I put it on his neck, and I've got a good neck to choke, like, I've choked, like, good boys with it, and I was squeezing, I was like, how will he tap in? Because I've tapped, like, good boys, I mean, I brought it on. And I look at him, and he's like looking like this. The next thing I know, I realised he's gone. He was out. He was snoring. Poor, but he's all right though after. I had a good try. He's the nicest guy going. But look, it's Scotty Peavy as well. He is.
I believe Scotty.
I told you he's been hitting the bag.
There you go, Scott.
He's been hitting the bag. So some gym in London.
Do you know what I really noticed afterwards? Because obviously coming on with you two boys, I've watched a couple of your fights today. So we were talking earlier about Oban using his opponent's head to get up off the mat.
Yeah.
And this, whereas with you afterwards, as Franz was out, the first thing you did was check he's okay, and then you got on your knees and you thanked him. So look at it, chalk and cheese between these guys.
I didn't mean it like that. Come on, I didn't mean it like that.
Oban is called Oban for a reason. Like, do you know what I mean?
I was double parked with two calls. Like I said, Sticky, do you want one? He didn't speak any English, and then his coach told me he was Muslim, so he couldn't have one. So there we go. I tried.
No, to be fair, this sounds weird, right? But like when I've been in fights and you've watched me sub guys, right? You'll see I don't go skits. It's quite weird. I'm such a jits head. I've done so much jits.
Techno.
When you start, when you start doing shit, you do so much submissions in the gym. So when someone taps the guards, the grappling. So I always thought I was an humble boy, and then I knocked out Jalal, and I went fucking skits. I was like, when I literally sprinted to his corner, and all his teammates, all his boys, run down to me. I was like, I'm gonna fight about 200 Jordanians here. Fuck it. And people got thrown to me, and I liked doing stuff. So I seemed humbler than I was.
Yeah,
now we like sometimes we like that. That was a point Chris wanted to bring up later in the show, so I'll leave that for a little bit later. But first I want to come into you, Aidan. What's your thoughts on this opponent, Cameron? How do you see this matchup going, and how do you think you match up with Cameron stylistically?
Yeah, like I said, I never predict fights. Like I never have. Like you never know what's going on. But
he's getting the burial.
Always got that confidence. He knows he's going to go in and slice him up. Shot. But yeah, he's tough. Like you know, he's good. He's fought some top boys. He can strike. He's a good guy. He's a brown belt. He's been training Jackson. So he's a good. I believe at the end of the day, don't ask me that. I said I believe in fighting the best. Cameron else. Like I know he's fought other boys before and fought the boys, but I think he's got his stuff together, and I think that he's proper prep for this one, which I believe he should do. Like I mean, like I treat everyone with respect, and I train as hard as I can, and so I believe like he's like saying like he wants to knock me out and take this title shot or something that I'm meant to be getting. But like I said, I don't fucking look at that stuff. Don't live in the future, like. Do you know what I mean? I'm one of the people like if I say I'm going to see you at 8 o'clock, I'm always late. So I stop telling things are going to happen. I just let things go. So yeah, I don't really predict stuff, but he's tough. He got hands. I mean, he got power in his hands. He can kick. He can grapple. And he's trained with good boys.
So yeah, good fight. And I'll bring it onto this because Chris, obviously, before we do these shows, for anyone who doesn't know, we have a little chat group and we say what we want to talk about. And Chris had said he wanted to talk about sort of the difference between guys who's really charismatic and sort of guys who just go out there and fight. And you said earlier as well, Chris, between these two is like chalk and cheese. What's your thoughts on that now, Chris?
Now, do you know what? The difference is you guys back it up in the cage. So, you know, you've got you, Oban. You're 2-0 as a pro. But what people don't realise, you're 7-0 as an amateur as well. No,
that's what people say.
Both of you guys were on a 9-fight win streak. Okay, so realistically, there's no question about you actually backing up. So regardless of whether you decide to become charismatic or you decide to become humble in the cage, you back it up with what you actually do. What drives me mad at the moment in this sport, and you see this with the globals, is the way that they seem to accelerate people off the back of what they do and how they talk outside of the cage. So, case in point, something we're going to talk about later, Leon Edwards and Jorge Masvidal. So you've got Leon Edwards, who, it's Marmite with a lot of people. Me, I love him. I think he's great. You know, him and his brother are fantastic. And, you know, Leon's on an 8-fight win streak. Including that 8-fight win streak, you've got Donald Cerrone, you've got Gunnar Nelson, and now you've got Rafael Dos Anjos. You know, that is one hell of a record.
You see his elbows?
They're astounding, aren't they? Those left elbows.
I feel like he's giving it away now. He's giving it away. He said in an interview, I feel people are they're not educated in the clinch. He literally says, as they come for an underhook, I ping the left elbow. So now his next opponent's going to go, don't go for an underhook. You know what I mean?
The thing is, he evolves every single fight. You know, you look at him against Donald Cerrone in comparison to how he was against IDA. It's a different type of fighter. And then you've got Jorge Masvidal. So Jorge is one of the last two, including that 5-second KO, flying knee KO against Ben Askren, who was previously unbeaten. Yeah. Great, but he's 2-2 in his last 4. And if you want to look at his long-term record, he's 6-5. He's 6-5 in his last 11. Now, how can you talk about him getting a title shot over someone who's just won 8 on the bounce in the same division?
I've noticed, right? This what I've been watching sport for years, and what I've noticed, if you KO people, you get bounced up. You just get bounced.
That's basically what happened to me.
Yeah, so when you start KOing, like, and if you decision, like, Arnold Allen now, right? He's at the hotel now. Just bumped into him earlier. Lovely guy. He's on a 6-fight win streak in the UFC. Like that, how many guys in the UFC are on a 6-fight win streak in the UFC at the minute? They're not. I know you can say, we're in a top 15. Every guy in the UFC is a world champion somewhere else. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like Jack Shaw's in there now, he'll go into the bottom. Do you know what I mean? Not a display where you just want to be there. He's beaten 6 guys in the UFC, and like he's improved leaps and bounds, right? He doesn't make big noise, but because they ain't been spark outs, especially like his last 2 or 3, he ain't been like spark outs. You don't jump back. But then this happened to my teammate Brett, right? So Brett had like a couple of wins, and it was like a bit quiet. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, got the Welsh out behind him. Then he does something that no one sees. So it's more than a KO. It's a super race submission, calf slicer, and then next thing you know, it's boom, top 15, and it's just
top 10, wasn't it?
it propels you. And I just believe that like once you start KOing people, and if you wanna go check it, look in the UFC, look at the top 15 guys who fought the titles quickly, and have a look how they've won their fights. Soon as you start KOing guys, they immediately it's like, all right, it's such a you go stepped up. Like, and I think so because Hoy done such a emphatic KO, everyone's like title shot. But Leon Edwards has been on a clinical beatdown of each guy before. Like he's beaten them cleanly. Like it's been a beautiful performance.
It's a proper business now, isn't it? They probably look at Leon Edwards and going, no one knows who he is. You know what I mean? That's probably what.
So guys, I think what we're saying is it's not just about winning anymore. It's about winning in a specific way, which is by knockout. So, what's your thoughts on that?
You gotta tear through them. I think you can't just. I don't know.
As McGregor said, Jesus loves knockouts, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know if there's so much about the knockout though, because then you look at like but then you look at like a Charles Oliveira. Is that the one? Charles Oliveira, isn't it? The one who's got a stupid amount of submissions.
Yeah.
Is that that one, the featherweight, isn't he?
Yeah, Cowboy Oliveira.
Yeah. I think you've just got to. I don't know. To be honest.
I think a part of it. This is weird, right? Well, I don't like believing in luck and all that, but a part of it's just like if people like you, they like you as well. Do you know what I mean? If people like you, they like you. I
just feel like no one really likes Leon Edwards today.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Him and the Renegade boys are just
maybe if I had a deep nasty, I mean, like a Jimmy Emmanuel gangs. I don't know. I can't figure it out.
I think he's been very quiet up until the last week. Yeah. Last week he did this big interview where he talked about his history, where he came over from Jamaica, how his dad died, and all this type of stuff, and really opened up. And for once, you actually looked and thought, Jesus, you can actually feel some empathy towards him, because beforehand he's just the quiet, deadly, the quiet guy who just literally runs, it dismantles people. Whereas now
I think a lot to be said. I mean, come on, he's 27, He's not stupid, is he? He's got to realise the business that we're in. Do you know what I mean? You got to. If Chael Sonnen says it, he said it over and over again. When people go on the mic and go, I don't care who I get next. If you don't care, why is anyone buying a ticket meant to care?
Good point.
That's literally that's it in a nutshell. And it's not. There's only so much talking can do. No one remembers that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got a good point there, son.
Point there.
Yeah, no, fair play. And I mean, we're into it now. Obviously, Leon Edwards, he fought a former champion in Rafael dos Anjos over the weekend, won by unanimous decision. Great elbows. He looked physically great in there as well. I mean, do you think he got a shout for a title shot next, Chris?
I'd like to see him in a title shot. Go on, I'm just totally interrupted that. Carry on.
Oban's cutting out. He hasn't put any money in his Wi-Fi meter.
His girlfriend keeps turning it off. Turn it off and back on again.
I like it's like you made some good points, then, Oban. Yeah, you have made some good points.
Is he due a title shot?
Nah, I don't think he is yet.
Nah. I might do a title shot. Yeah.
No, I'd like to see Leon against Jorge, because whilst Jorge's manager keeps banging on about he's only going to fight Conor McGregor or he's only going to get a title shot, it's a money fight next, he's not done enough yet to confirm that. I think the next person for the title shot is the person who everyone hates, is Colby Covington. If he gets past Robbie Lawler, realistically he has to be next in line. If Masvidal is beaten Till, who just is now lost to on the bounce. He beat Askren with, it was amazing, it was a flying knee, but let's be honest, if Askren had grabbed hold of him in the same way as Leon grabbed hold of RDA when he tried a flying knee on him and took him to the ground, it would have been a very different fight. If he'd beaten the shit out of Askren for a round and a half, then fair enough. I think he'd have a bigger shout, but
stick Leon with Oya.
Yeah, I'd love to see that fight. I think that would make sense.
They got a bit of that 3-piece beef and shit.
Yeah. Take out in the cage.
You want to say?
Do it in the cage. That's the place to do it. Jorge's had his cheap shots.
Yeah, I'd like to watch that fight anyway.
I'd watch.
I think because Leon has got good striking, like good clean striking, and Hoey has got that. His ability, like his full-on glove strike. You know, more like his hand because he comes from the backyard. Jim, I was thinking this the other day. I was thinking if you come from like a bare knuckle background, I don't know what I'm genuine now. I was thinking this. I think that striking might actually suit MMA slightly better. I was thinking the other day because if you go pro boxing like this, you got the bare knuckle way in his hands like this position. I generally think that is actually a good striking base, but then probably not good for longevity.
Good point. Very good point. What about Rafael dos Anjos? Obviously, a former champion. He's a guy who really does call out, and he would epitomise a 165 division. Yeah. What's next for him now? I'll go with Oban first on this one.
Go on, yeah.
What's next for the Raf? I reckon.
For the Raf.
I don't know really.
He's a 165er all day, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, but I think if you look at him now, he'll be on like the headline, the prelims, unless he puts a couple of wins together. I'm not too sure what. He didn't draw, does he, dos Anjos? When he was the champion, he was like, everyone sort of forgot. Like, it's one of them.
Fair enough. No. Aid, what do we think? What do we think for dos Anjos?
I don't know, but I tell you what, right? I bet every now and then he's in fucking bed and he's thinking that red panty night he missed fighting McGregor.
Yeah.
Because it's Sweden, because he knows he would have been set for life off that fight. The pay-per-view share he would have had.
He should have just fought injured.
I would have.
The amount of times I fought injured.
Yeah,
God.
But I don't think I've ever not been injured. But as an amateur, I remember literally every fight there was something going on. I don't think anyone does though. Do you mean like everyone has something going on?
Yeah, but as an amateur, you had some crazy fights. You fought Luke Westwood and Kingsley Crawford in 2 weeks of each other. That's just madness.
I fought Maniac Pan, who was on a. Do you know what happened with the Manny fight as well? Like I was with Scott on a night out. He just fought in Cage Warriors and he just dusted some boy, and I was jealous because I wanted to fight. So I was drunk with Scott who was celebrating. I don't go out much, but I was out and I messaged.
Don't go out much. Give it a rest, kid.
I messaged him first of all, and I was like, "Oh, you got any fights or what?" And I forgot about it. It's like 3 a.m. I woke up right there. I was like, "You want to fight Maniac Pan in 4 or 5 weeks?" I was like, "Fuck, he's 6-1 with like 6 KOs on the bounce." I was like, "Oh shit." So I told Chris, and he's like, "Well, we're doing it now." And then I fought Maniac Pan. I was meant to fight Westwood 2 weeks later, but I had a chest infection fighting Manny. Remember injuries? Like I was ill fighting Manny. You look at the pictures of my fight, you can see I am white. Like I'm older than him. You can see veins. I look bad, but I look ill. I was fucking coughing my lungs out bad. But again.
Yeah, you were always fucking horrified, yeah. Always.
I do too much. I think I generally don't stop. Like Oban comes down every now and then. As he's seen it, like we go on it in like.
I don't think
you're the same as well.
Oh, I'm awful. One fight I had with Jamie Ward, I might have told one of you. I had cellulitis. I was on antibiotics fight week. I had a massive abscess going up my shoulder. I was like, the worst.
They genuinely fuck you. Antibiotics.
I didn't train for 2 weeks before I fought Jamie Ward. I was in bed. On antibiotics, couldn't move.
Fair play, old man. I mean, the thing is with RDA as well, the next fight he came out and got knocked out by Eddie Alvarez, so he just as well as took that fight with McGregor and got the payday, I suppose. So
and that lightweight division was mental back then as well. It was proper fucking rounded.
Yeah, it was mad.
Aidan, I wanted to ask as well, so I can see Scotty Pedersen milling around in the background.
I think Lewis, I think he's looking for his brain, but he'll never find it.
Scott, you.
Oh, ask him how much you weigh. Ask him how much you weigh.
How much, Scott?
71 kilos.
He's like on the card the way up, right? He's like
77.
We're all fighting the fair. We're all cutting weight. He's like, right. The thing is, what I want to do now is I want to bulk up to 77. Do you know what I mean? Walk around at like 70, 77, and I'll be a big feather then. I was looking at him. It's like you're looking quite big now, but you go on the scale just now. He's like, hey, I'm 77 kilos, and he's been training flat out as well. Big Viking blood.
How was it out at the IMAX as well, Scott?
Oh, mate, it was a brilliant experience. Wouldn't change it for the world. Apart from the fucking bronze medal, but.
Do you watch that fight, Lewis?
I haven't seen it yet.
Bronze bomber.
He got tucked up with it. I genuinely, when they released it, watch it. He beat the Spanish kid. They nullify each other exactly the same on the takedown. So they both went for takedowns and keep stuff to each other. And then so the thing that Fight Night scored on is impact is the strikes with immediate effect. Do you know what I mean? Not the cumulative strike in that secondary score. The first score was fight with immediate effect, and Scott was pinging this boy's head back with shots. It was beautiful, and some reason the Spanish kid had it. So IMF, as much as I do respect what they do, and I do think it's going to be the future. They need
like 7 dollars.
Yeah, there's loads. They need to sit
I
down
don't
with
get
the-
how they score amateur
No,
MMA
I
fights.
don't
It's
think there's
ridiculous.
any uniformity with the amateur scoring. And I all day I watched lots of fights that day, and they were all like a lot of them with bad decisions. Like I couldn't believe them.
Yeah. Is it any plans for turning pro, Scott, or?
Yeah, I'm speaking to Chris, so I'm looking for like September, beginning of October now this year.
Yeah. Is
Oh,
that...
you're the guy who's got a show. Yeah. What, Chris? Have you got any shows coming up?
No, I've not got a show, mate.
Oh, then was it Battlezone?
No, that's not my show. That's not my show. That's my mate's show.
Aidan, get the facts right.
No. So there's a management company I've got, and my partner in the management company, he's got his own promotion.
That was it. Yeah.
So, any fights for Scott milled about, Chris?
Surely, if Scott Pedersen wants to have a fight, surely he'll put Scott Pedersen on the card. Jesus Christ, that's a no-brainer.
Get me on.
100%.
Well, Scott's got no brain.
No.
Hang on, I'll be interviewing him after. I'll be interviewing him after he wins. There's no way on God's earth I'm going to say anything like that.
Yeah, no. Good, yeah.
Hey, I want to ask you as well. This fight's on a Thursday evening. What's your thoughts on a Thursday fight?
School night, innit? At the school dust up.
I've had a few fights on Thursday, yeah.
Someone's playing football, someone says anything about you go over, we dust up, we go back home. No, but
Forehead straight in the mush. Bang.
Friday, Thursday. I keep going back a day. So the next one will be the Contender Series, the way it's going. I'm joking, I'm not actually into that.
So what's your thought? Do you enjoy fighting on a Thursday, or is it just something like you said, you'd fight whenever?
Fight whenever. I mean, I had to just change the weight cut days, that's all. Just mean you start water loading earlier on.
Yeah, that was hard. Oh.
It was for seconds. I'm pretty good with all my stuff, like OCD and everything, but it was just a little bit like threw me off. I mean, you start smashing the water on a Friday, and you feel like you're fighting like a week and a bit. It's like, oh no, it's 5 days. You know what I mean? 5 days away, which is quite weird on a Friday the week before, where it feels like we're fighting 5 days later. So it's a little bit weird, but in reality, like sometimes I don't even know what day it is. I'm just here to fight. Like, I make my weight.
Yeah.
We could have. How am I going to go for it then?
What's your thoughts, Oban? Thursday fights?
Well, I've had a few.
How about in the cage, though, man?
In the cage. Well, it doesn't really make a difference, does it? Really, you just get in there. It depends. Yeah, you know. I can't see.
Like you do it, wouldn't you? You just like they tell you, you got to show, you got to fight it up.
It's quite a quirky promotion, Brave, isn't it? They're going to do stuff like that. Yeah, it's quite.
The UFC have done a Thursday show. They do when they do the International Fight Week. They do a Saturday. Sometimes they do 3 events. In 3 days
of course,
Saturday, Thursday, Friday. Thursday.
Eddie Alvarez and Rafael dos Santos was a Thursday show.
Yeah. So and I think that's a Brett fought on the Friday. So I guess Soto. Like I say, like the fighters fight. Do you know what I mean?
Can
you imagine a fight to be like, I would take a fight, but I only fight on Saturdays.
Yeah,
fair enough. And Chris, Oban said himself, Brave is a quirky show. It's an upcoming show. What's your thoughts on them coming back to London at the moment? And in general, Brave?
Brave has certainly they're spending a lot of money and they're putting on some very good shows. They've got some very good fights as well. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with this one, because this one they've been very deliberate in having it as an invite-only show, and they've mentioned a lot of specific names within the within the Instagram. That's all right, as long as I'm not going on his Tinder or Brian.
He's banned off after the next few days. Like, I can't bring the echoes back in the room. Do you know what I mean?
They're Brave now. They're certainly doing the right things and bringing through talent from around the world as well. You know, bringing people like Aidan in shows that they're interested in actually building fighters up and actually creating their own stars as well, rather than just trying to import stars. So
what weight class is that Kean Cowley in? He's in that, isn't he?
He's fighting the fight after me.
Yeah, what weight class is he in?
Lightweight, isn't he?
Lightweight
I
now,
thought
yeah.
he was lighter than that. Oh, fair enough.
No. He fought
He's
one of
like,
my guys at 74 in his second pro
Right,
fight,
yeah.
and he took a while to cut down. He's big.
He's a big skin.
Mm.
Be a good dust up you out, though, man.
Me and the Kian.
Yeah, because we're both strikers.
Well, I can't fight on Thursdays, mate. Ah, joke.
He's got a t-shirt line now. He's a diva now. He's got that t-shirt line out. Like.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. Oh yeah. Oh god. You know, I people gotta keep telling me to stop calling everyone out, but I'd love to fight people like him. Yeah, I'd love to fight
Call
him,
everyone
actually.
out.
But it's not. I'm not trying to. I nearly said it earlier, but I couldn't get a word in because of Aidan. But basically, you know, like when people about charisma, like when you're saying like, oh, what's worth more, charisma or skill or whatever, yeah? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you're that sort of person when it comes to not fighting, if you just like having a crack, winding people up, I think them people are the ones who wind people up in fighting because that's just their nature. But if you get like a real quiet, shouted boy who's then suddenly giving it the big one because he wants to try and sell a fight, you can see through that and it don't go far.
Yeah.
But you can see with people like that. Did you see that Alexander Hernandez?
Yeah. Fuck cowboy.
Oh my god! Do you know what I mean? How pathetic was that? Like that was
That's
disgraceful.
the worst fight.
Yeah, because he's got no. You can tell like outside of fighting, he's just a bit of a nerd. You can see that. You can see straight through him. Do you know what I mean? But
I'm not smart enough to talk shit. I'm too slow. I'm going all good comebacks. Like, do you know what I mean? I end up having to talk to your mother jokes again. Like, that's what I do.
I just think, you know, GSP didn't have to go around giving it because he's not that sort of person.
Yeah, he's my.
But then Conor McGregor, he seems like the type of guy, like, you know, if he goes on a night out, he starts winding people up. I know I do that. I'm always winding. I was
just seeing a boy in a bin the other day, son.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah.
Who was that boy, Oban?
I don't know.
The funny thing is, right, I'm a nightmare on a night out when I've had a proper drink, but not a good nightmare. But
I just love having a crack. I don't know what it is.
I'm an idiot.
But then people go like, oh.
I just can't talk shit. Like I just can't. It's fucking. It's not good at it. Like I have to. I can wind them. Like I can do like you said. I'm fucking do the banter like, but do like the proper like the shit some people say and like I see other fights. No, what?
It's horrendous.
At the end of the day, it's the. I understand that a higher level UFC people trying to do it to sell the show, but like I don't make no pay-per-view money.
Yeah.
What have I got to sell? I don't get no percentage.
Anything.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna fight the person anyway. Any name that's on my contract, I'm gonna just train to fight that person. That's why I'm doing this. I'm fucking obsessed with doing this. But
I don't know why I always give it the big one, but
someone said to me like, if someone said to me like, oh, I want to hype this fight up. I just be like, well, you don't want to just watch me fight anyway. If I do get this though, it is nice to seeing two guys fight who got beef.
Yeah, of course.
There's something about it. The beef.
It's the pro wrestling model, isn't it? You know, you get the good guy, the bad guy. There's beef. He's done this. He's done that. His missus has done this sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. It is like in school, like the two guys had beef.
That's what they want now, Chris, as well, isn't it? It's more of a business model. That's what they want these days, isn't it?
Do you know what? One thing I wanted to ask you guys. Okay, who would you have preferred to have seen on the main card? The Greg Hardy versus Juan Adams fight, or Ray Borg versus Gabriel Silva?
Ray Borg. I don't even know who Greg Hardy is. I don't know why everyone's going on about him. I don't even know who he is.
I see him. He's the one with his missus or something. Isn't he?
Allegedly. Yeah. Allegedly. Yeah.
And he's
allegedly.
No good.
I see.
Facebook allegedly. Please don't pull this video.
No.
We're not accusing anyone.
Allegedly. I just seen the funny. I seen him go remorse and all that stuff, and like it's all allegedly. But like, I don't care. I wanted to watch Edwards and Desania. I would have actually just watched. Well, that's the only fight I watched. Not like.
Yeah, Greg Hardy. Why is he? He won the Contender Series. Used to be an American footballer. Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's a one-hit wonder, isn't he?
So why does that mean he's on the main card?
He's just got a big. It's kind of the CM Punk thing. I think he's got a big following from NFL. Yeah. I think he's made a big stink without domestic abuse. So yeah, I think ultimately that's what it is.
But in reality, though, if you've got the UFC are trying to branch out and trying to reach as many casual mainstream viewers as they possibly can. So realistically, you've got Ray Borg, who's just gone through. Now, I'm massively biased because I've had a kid who's had four. I've had 4 months. My daughter's 6, and we've had 8 months of living in hospital. The first 4 months of her life, we lived in children's intensive care with her. So for me, I sat there watching Ray Borg and had tears in my eyes whilst afterwards. But, that is a real story. That's the story of a guy who's come through proper adversity. He's only like 25, 26. Brendan Sharp's paid all of his medical bills for his kid as well. His kid's gone through 3 or 4 serious, life-threatening operations to stay alive. And he's only 2. This is his first fight back since he's had his kid. Now, why can't you build a storyline around that rather than Greg Hardy, who's some type of prat? So he's hit this guy, Juan Adams, countless times around the back of the head. Adams, he stopped him, and it's looked like quite an amateurish fight, to be honest. And then afterwards, he's licking his gloves. He is, and he's licking his gloves as if he's some type of bad man. Now, wouldn't you prefer to see Ray Borg standing there with his kid in the cage rather than Greg Hardy? And that's what one's heard about the UFC at the minute.
He's not even in good nick. He's fat.
It's not even got a dad bod like me and Lewis.
Record. He's fat. No one's ever heard of him unless you watch American football. What's the point? Gone. That's what I'd say.
It's the CM Punk thing, isn't it?
Not bother.
CM Punk's different though, because CM Punk is like he was a wrestler. Do you know what I mean? He's come from the model that the UFC are trying to copy.
Yeah,
they did it with Brock Lesnar.
Come in,
Do you know what I like? As the guy who owned the president of Brave, Mohammed, he was saying something the other day, and he was on about so UFC have got the business model of like the wrestling, haven't they? One FC have got the business model of ultimate respect, warrior martial art, and he goes, we just don't care. But if fighters want to talk shit, you can talk shit. If you want to be humble, be humble. That's all we want to do is just find guys that we think will be good fights and just put them together. And for me, I just enjoy. I can't talk shit, but I don't want to sit there and fake humbleness as well.
It's not about that.
I couldn't fake being humble. I couldn't fake talking shit. I don't like being fake at all. So for me, for a business model, I prefer what I'm working with now. I can't act. You see, I can't. Braves do all ask me though to record videos of myself speaking, and I can't record a video of myself speaking. I can't do it.
No.
So
yeah. Scotty just said everyone just loves watching a scrap at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So Aidan, sort of wrapping this one up now. What are we expecting from you on Thursday night against your fight against Cameron else, buddy?
I don't know. See what we got in the bag. What tricks I've got. I've been doing some little cheeky bits with some people. Do you know what I mean? With extra little bit of techniques. We'll see now what comes out, and I'll have a look. No, listen, I don't like predicting stuff. You know what I mean? I like to go in and feel about and see what's there. So I'm hoping though. I hope we have a good night now for a good performance. I wasn't too happy in my last performance.
Yeah. Chris, have you got my iPad has just died, but I'm getting a message through saying there's some questions coming in for us on the actual Facebook stream.
All I've got is my phone in with me, which I'm using. So I can tell you what the questions will be. One of the questions will be, if you could change one rule in MMA, what would it be? If we start off with Oban.
Go on, I know what I want.
He's already said it. He's already answered this one.
I knew that's coming.
I'm the originator. Bang, straight on the nose.
Did you see the video of that woman headbutting that bloke at the bar the other day?
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? That's beautiful.
Imagine that. And imagine the counter to the headbutt. He just dips out of the way and elbows him on the way out. Imagine that.
But to be fair, she did sneak up on him from behind and just absolutely leather him with that headbutt. It was the blood started pouring straight away. It was funny, it was a beast of a headbutt. Where'd you go from there in your relationship? Do you know what I mean?
His side chick was just standing back as well, just letting it happen, wasn't she?
You wouldn't get involved if you've seen her coming. You wouldn't get involved in that, would you? You just you're keeping your nose out of that 100%. So
here's the questions. So what's Chris's thoughts of rich people watching poor people fight at Brave? Peter Knox.
Oh, he's hilarious. He is.
Jesus, you ain't that poor at Brave. Come on.
No. It's Peter just being dirty and just going through private conversations. So, do you know what?
Conor McGregor tribute. Who the fuck are you guys?
Who said that?
Conor McGregor tribute page.
It's
You guys.
it's because I said that the English and the Irish had taken over MMA, and now the Welsh and Scots are taking it over. I reckon he's probably a little bit upset. Guaranteed it's an English guy who's sucking the ass off Conor McGregor.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, devil.
McGregor.
So yeah,
Yeah, carry on. Shit, what happened there? Carry on. Sorry.
this is the first time we've actually had the guest read the question, so we're breaking down barriers here.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna be a host at one point. Do you know what I mean? After I tell you.
yeah. But no, I honestly want to say
on.
best of luck for your fight coming up, buddy. It's a really big opportunity for you. Anyone you want to shout out? Sponsors, supporters?
Obviously, I get a lot of support for people back home. They're brilliant now. Do you know what I mean? Now I'm a pro and I'm fighting decently. I get people support me a lot better. My sponsors, Feel Supreme, are good. They're brilliant, to be fair, and they send me like the stuff I want off them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't on just on CBD. I wanted all like the extra little mushrooms and stuff they got, and then my coaches and my training partners at CRA, Scotty Peace come up for me for the week as well. So he said I can beat him up a little bit this week.
Yeah.
But at the moment, the bastard's eating my biscuits. I stole some biscuits from downstairs in the lobby, and he's eating
How are
my
you eating
toast
biscuits?
cakes. I make
What for after?
Nah, yeah. I make eating biscuits. Nah, he's eating my after biscuits. But yeah, that's it, really.
I'm gonna say, how are you eating biscuits?
No, I've done good with this weight cut though.
I'm on like 3 eggs a day.
I was on just under 3,000 calories a day for this fight for the full 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just under. I mean,
in your little egg and your sauce.
Even the last 2 days, I've had like 3,000 calories the 2 days before.
Yeah.
So, talking to Feel Supreme, have you tried that lion's mane that they've got out now?
Yeah, I love it. I got it with me now.
Yeah.
It's banging. I take the lion's mane, the cordyceps, and the ashwagandha.
Yeah,
and,
me too.
I smash them, and then I got the CBD, which is brilliant. And the only thing I haven't tried yet is the organic greens.
Oh, that's great. Do you know what? Put a spoon of that in with some orange juice in the morning.
Yeah.
So mix it in, and literally just tastes like thicker orange juice, but it just gets straight into your system. It's amazing.
I'm gonna ask them for that next. Now, to be fair, they got us gold. I was quite lucky because Andreas gave me a message, and he's a good guy, Andreas. And he was like, "Do you have a CBD sponsor?" I was actually busting for one at the time, and he was like, "We can give you a platinum sponsorship package." I was like, "Oh, brilliant!" Because no one wants to sponsor me ever. I don't get sponsored. I don't want.
Chris, break that down for us then. What's the benefits of the lion's mane and the cordyceps?
Oh, don't ask me that. You want to get Andres Giorgio or Matty Murphy on here. That's what we'll do. We'll get them on. We'll have a conversation. Actually, do you know what? Get Matty on, because Matty is the naturopath, and if we get him going, honestly, he's amazing. His knowledge is just scarily good.
In a nutshell, though. In a nutshell.
Okay. Lion's mane makes your brain work far faster, makes you much quicker. Yeah, it's beautiful, honestly. And literally, you take it, and because it's mixed with cane alcohol as well, but it's not the type of alcohol that would make you fail a breathalyzer. Luckily, I had to check with Matty about that. But so you get this.
I've been caning it.
So you get this little hit, and then all of a sudden you just feel yourself just ping. You know the way that when you have an espresso, you just feel your brain just ping like that. Yeah. The same with that with the lion's mane. It's amazing. Honestly, I love the stuff.
Switch on, like I like going to spa. I feel like a fucking ninja.
Yeah, no, I think we'll have to try this one then. Me and Oban will have to get involved in this one as well then for the lion's mane.
What's this? It just gives you a little boost.
Yeah, it just gets your brain working. Okay. Just gets your synapses just firing. It's amazing.
The little whipper, little whipper.
I wouldn't know anything about that, boys.
Yeah.
It must be a Welsh thing.
I won't say anything, boys.
That's insane, yeah.
And Chris, obviously a big thank you for joining us as well tonight. Where can people get you on social media, buddy?
So on Twitter, I'm Chris_BRAM_. On Facebook and on Instagram, you're best getting me off at my management company, which is Battle Ready Athlete Management. The website is www.battlereadyam.com, and that's me.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us very much, buddy. And Oban Elliott, Evil Oban Elliott. Where can people get you on social media?
Oban Elliott. All lowercase, all one word, and don't forget, on sale now, the Believe range, the evil edition, yours truly, they're on sale.
I think you need a new range of Thursday Night Offender.
Thursday Night Offender.
Yeah, we get that going.
Day Offender.
Yeah, I know. Oban, you've been known throughout the MMA UK audience as a guy who will come on and drop a little bit of wisdom. Have you got any parting wisdom for us tonight before we wrap this one up?
Wisdom. You got to give me a topic, Lou. I can't just go off the cuff there. Wisdom. Nothing.
Put you on the spot too much there tonight, buddy. Gone. No, well, boys, seriously, big thank you for all for joining us. Aidan, best of luck on Thursday, buddy. We'll all obviously be behind you here in Wales.
Yeah, thank you.
And guys, until next time, see you all soon.
Yes.
Good luck, guys. See ya.